The rhythmic click of metal against metal filled the dim workshop, like the heartbeat of an old clock that refused to die. Dust drifted lazily through the amber light. Tools, locks, and keys hung from every wall, some ancient, some modern, all whispering secrets only one person could understand. Evelyn Ward leaned over her bench, magnifying glass perched on her nose, fine hands moving with slow precision. Every gesture of hers spoke of patience, the kind that could only come from years of quiet solitude. Outside, the town of Ravenhill was changing. Old streets were being bulldozed, homes flattened, and rising above the ruins stood the glass towers of Nisar Developments, led by one man, Khalid Nisar, the real estate mogul who had built his empire over the graves of small people. He had also destroyed Evelyn's family. 10 years ago, his company had seized their ancestral property, forcing her father to fight a losing battle. When the workshop caught fire in a mysterious accident, her father didn't make it out. Evelyn never spoke of it again. She only rebuilt, with silence as her weapon and steel as her language. That evening, as dusk swallowed the last bit of gold in the sky, someone knocked on her door. When she opened it, no one stood there. Only a sealed letter lay on the threshold. The paper was thick, sealed with red wax stamped with a crescent. Inside, a single name was written in black ink. Khalid Nisar. Her breath hitched. Beneath the name, one more line. You are not the only one he destroyed. And then, something small slid from the envelope, a silver key, engraved with the initials KN. She turned it under the lamplight, feeling the sharp teeth of the metal bite against her skin. It was not just a key. It was an invitation. That night, Evelyn sat alone at her workbench, staring at the name that had haunted her for a decade. And for the first time in 10 years, she began to sketch, not a design for a lock, but a plan for revenge. Evelyn's investigation began the way all great locksmiths worked, with observation. Every lock has a pattern, every man has a weakness. She discovered that the key matched a security vault system used in Nisar's corporate headquarters, a model discontinued 5 years ago. That meant whoever sent the letter had inside access. Through quiet nights and whispered contacts, she found a name, Miles Trent, a former engineer who had once worked for Nisar's construction company. She tracked him down to a broken apartment on the city's edge, a man living on cigarettes and guilt. When she arrived, he laughed bitterly. I was wondering how long it would take for someone else to come for him. Miles had lost everything when he tried to expose Nisar's illegal land seizures. His wife left, his career was blacklisted. The key, he said, opened one of the vaults in Nisar's private office, where he kept contracts, offshore documents, and evidence of every person he'd crushed. Miles gave Evelyn more than information. He gave her access. He gave her a blueprint of the office, a security layout, and one warning. If you open that vault, make sure you're ready for what you find. Revenge doesn't stop at justice. It keeps going. Evelyn's eyes didn't flinch. I've been ready for 10 years. And so, she began to move, not with noise or anger, but with method. She replaced lock systems in nearby government offices under contract, subtly planting trackers that mirrored corporate frequencies. She began to map the pulse of Nisar's empire through every digital and mechanical lock she could access. Every turn of the key brought her closer to him. Khalid Nisar was a man who believed in control. He had built his image a philanthropist, a father, a visionary businessman. But beneath that perfect shell, Evelyn saw the fractures forming. Her first strike was small but surgical. She anonymously leaked internal memos hinting at bribe transactions to rival developers. Investors panicked. Deals froze. Then, she sabotaged one of his luxury projects by recalibrating the electronic locks on the model apartments. When potential buyers came for the launch, none of the doors opened. Security systems malfunctioned in front of the press. His reputation began to crumble. Meanwhile, Evelyn moved like a ghost. She was always one step ahead, invisible, precise, and deliberate. But something unexpected happened. In her search, she found Amira Nisar, Khalid's estranged daughter, a quiet, idealistic woman who had left her father's empire years ago. Amira ran a small architectural firm, unaware of the blood her father's empire was built on. Evelyn met her by chance at a city exhibition, or so Amira believed. But when Evelyn saw her, she saw the one innocent person connected to the man she hated most. Amira's kindness unnerved her. For the first time, Evelyn questioned the line between justice and cruelty. Weeks later, under the cover of a rainy night, Evelyn infiltrated Nisar's headquarters. The silver key fit perfectly into the hidden panel behind his office painting. Inside the vault, shelves upon shelves of sealed files, cash bundles, and drives. But one drawer caught her eye, labeled Ward Estate. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside, she found the original land deeds, her father's signed ownership papers, and an insurance claim that proved the fire had been staged by order of Khalid Nisar himself. Her father had been murdered. She copied everything. Every document, every photo, every signature. But before she could leave, the office lights flicked on. Khalid Nisar stood by the door, smiling coldly. "I was wondering when one of you ghosts would come crawling back." He recognized her. The quiet girl who'd lost everything. He mocked her father's failure, his stubborn pride, his small dreams. And that's when Evelyn did what no one expected. She handed him a key. "You taught me something, Mr. Nisar. Every lock opens both ways." Then she pressed a remote. The electronic lock of the vault sealed shut. The steel door trapped him inside. The security system triggered, automatically reporting a lockdown with him inside, and every illegal document still there. By dawn, the police arrived. He was found surrounded by the very evidence he had tried to bury. Months later, the newspapers called it the Nisar collapse. His empire disintegrated. His assets were frozen. His reputation destroyed. Evelyn sold her small workshop and reopened her father's old business, Ward and Son Locksmiths. The day she reopened, another letter arrived on her doorstep, same wax seal, same handwriting. Inside it read, "Justice done. But revenge never sleeps. Use your craft wisely, Evelyn." No name. Just a black key, shaped differently this time, engraved with her initials. Evelyn smiled faintly, tucking the key into her pocket. As she turned off the light that night, the workshop glowed softly, thousands of keys shimmering in the dark, each one a story waiting to be unlocked. And somewhere deep inside her chest, the click of a final lock sounded quiet, perfect, complete.